Please welcome Per Tengström, the music director and pianist of the Music on Park Avenue series that we host at Scandinavia House. Welcome, Per. For those who are just discovering you and the Music on Park Avenue music series, can you briefly explain what it is?
Well, 5-6 years ago, we started the series called Music on Park Avenue. And my idea was that the Victor Borge Hall is a phenomenal hall for chamber music. I think it's the best hall almost that I ever played in terms of doing chamber music. So why not doing a series with chamber music? And that's what we started. And we started from scratch. We had a phenomenal musician there, David Chan, the concertmaster of the Metropolitan Symphony Orchestra, Opera Orchestra, and we had about 10 to 15 people in the audience maybe. And from that, we built on it. We didn't give up. And so now we have a good, very, very good size audience at every concert, very loyal crowd. And it's fantastic to have seen this grow as much as it has, really.
Can you talk about your plans for the upcoming 2020-2021 season of Music on Park Avenue?
Well, for obvious reasons, it's very tough to plan anything right now, but we did have plans, and they are still on, that we'll do something in October to celebrate 20 years of Scandinavia House and 20 years actually of me playing in Scandinavia House. And we both thought it would be a fun idea and a great concert to bring David back, who played so well on that first concert for 13 people, and now he will hopefully have a full house to play, and they will be able to hear him again. I think that's a great idea. I talked to David, and he is thrilled to come. I hope it will happen in October. And if it doesn't happen in October, we'll do it at a later date. It will happen.
Yes, of course. With everything closed, what have you been working on? And in your opinion, what is the best way to enjoy music now in quarantine?
Well, I think that the live concert will never stop being popular, and the preference of listening to music. I think it's great now that we are developing many ways to listen to music from our homes, but still going out, meeting the musicians, being in the hall when it actually happens, and to hear the music live with the real vibration. Music is vibrations hitting your ear, and to hear that from a real cello or piano or violin instead of a loudspeaker is just an incredible difference. So I think once this is over, the actual live concert experience will be more popular than ever, to be honest. For myself, I think that we all have found ourselves getting a lot of time, which is nice in a way, even though it's too bad this had to happen for our lives to stop a little bit. And we take time for other things, but I have been able to work more on something that I have been working for 2 years, and that's an online video channel, you could say, with different content. It's a lot of video instruction, piano instruction, music instruction, concerts, and studio performances, and also where I talk about music, and also actually documentaries. So I hope to launch that very soon, and it will be interesting to see how many people enjoy it. I'm enjoying making the content, that's for sure.
Wonderful. Have you rediscovered any composers or any pieces of music now that you have a little bit more time on your hands?
Well, it sounds strange maybe to say that you rediscover Chopin because he's such a giant in the piano world especially, but I have actually finally gotten the time to really delve into his music and learn. For example, I'm learning now his 24 Preludes, which I wanted to learn for 15 last years, but I never found the time. And now I love that I can work on that again and finally play it. Maybe that would be a nice concert to have in Music of Park Avenue next season, for example. So I would say I have rediscovered my great love for Frédéric Chopin.
Yeah, wonderful. Who has been your favorite composer to play, and for what reason?
It's really, they are all so fantastic. So it's hard to say that you have a favorite composer. So I would say that because you can't really, I can't say who is my favorite, Mozart or Beethoven. I cannot choose. But for sure, the composer that I have spent the most time with the last 10 years or so is Beethoven. I played all his sonatas, which was such a great project in many ways. And we did go through all the 32 sonatas at the Music on Park Avenue, which was a nice thing for me, and I hope a nice thing for the audience. And we have also played all the Beethoven concertos at Music on Park Avenue. You see, we have done a lot, but we still have lots to do. So looking forward to the future. But Beethoven, I would say, yes.
And then who has been your favorite performer to perform with?
Well, I have to say, it's the same thing. I have loved everybody who has been on the series, really. But to play with David was such a great thing, and we have been in contact since. I'm talking about David Chan, who played at the first concert. And I actually found a video of that concert. And I sent it to him, and we agreed that we were a little bit better than we thought we were, actually, in a way. So I would say that he was maybe my favorite, and that's why it's extra fun to bring him back now, 5 or 6 years later.
Great. And this piece that we're going to see very shortly features members of the Opus 21 group from Princeton University. Can you talk a little bit about how it is to work with them?
Oh, it's wonderful to work with them. I reached an age where I get so much out of working with young people because they bring so much energy, enthusiasm, on top of their immense talent. And so I have been sometimes really tired at maybe because they have such a crazy schedule. So I go maybe at 10 p.m. We start a rehearsal at Princeton University, and I go there and I'm tired, and I would maybe rather just have a glass of red wine or something and relax. I go there, and then we start playing, and I meet them, and I'm all full of energy, and I'm really more energetic leaving the rehearsal than I was coming there. And that's how it has been working with them. It has been fantastic. And I know that the audience, they also have reacted so strongly on their energy and enthusiasm. And that's why we are, of course, bringing that group back. The ones that are playing with me in in what we shall hear now soon is Emiri Morita on violin, Hannah Mundia also on violin, who will start at Juilliard now from the fall on, and there is Katie Liu, who is going to California at the Colbert, and then we have Leland Ko on cello that I'm not sure, but he is so good that he'll get into any school he wants, music school.
And finally, can you introduce this piece of work that we're going to see?
Yeah, we're going to see the first movement of the Piano Concerto Number 4 by Beethoven, and it's in a setting for string quartet and piano. So the string quartet play the whole orchestra part, which is a great experience. And this is a concerto that was really revolutionary when it happened. If you think of a concerto normally, a piano concerto or a solo concerto of any kind, what happens first is that the soloist enters, he sits down at the piano, and then he waits. He waits for 3-4 minutes while the orchestra is playing what is called a tutti, which is orchestra only, no piano. And then finally, after 3-4 minutes, the pianist makes his entrance by playing something. Instead, you can imagine in 1806, when Beethoven performed this for the first time, the shock. When he comes on stage, he sits down at the piano, everybody is expecting 3-4 minutes of orchestra, because that's how it always has been. And all that happens is that Beethoven plays a G major chord quietly in piano, boom. And that's how the concerto starts. And that's absolutely, it just says everything about Beethoven's imagination and creativity. And it's such a special moment, and it's one of the favorite concertos, I think, for many musicians. And for me personally, it's the favorite concerto. It's really the one I prefer the most, of not only of Beethoven's concertos, but of all concertos. And I know that many of my pianist colleagues think the same. So it's a real treat to have this concerto, to have, for those who are there, it can bring back memories. And for those who have not been in the series, and we welcome you all to come, they can see a little bit about how it can be at Music on Park Avenue.
Thank you for so much, Per, and thank you for joining us. And we look forward to seeing everyone again in real life and at Scandinavia House. Now, please enjoy the first movement of Beethoven's Fourth Concerto. Thank you.
Thanks, Kyle.